Hey everybody, welcome to Robin Stampin' Hood. I'm Robin Scherzer and this is my hood. So I do a video every month of my club projects. I'm running a little bit behind. I just recently posted my July, but now I'm doing August. So I'm trying to get caught up so I'm more current. So I want to show you the things we did in August. So I am in love with this cute little set that is called Tractor and Company. I'm sure you've seen it. It's an online exclusive. And in August, in part into September, we had our county fair. So I thought it's only appropriate that we work with Tractor and Company. And we're gonna do the perfectly, or the pear set as well, because, you know, it's about harvest time here, and the Perfectly Pears is what it's called. So I wanted to play with those two things because it was our county fair. So let's get started, shall we? So this cute set also comes with, of course, dies, and this is the card. Now I did get this idea from another demo, but I changed it up just a little bit. Because I didn't have a cloud punch. I thought, what could look like clouds? And I decided that this embossing folder called Plastered Painting would make good clouds. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we have a green, garden green. It's 4 1/4 by 11. And we do need to score it on each end. Get this out of the way for a sec. We're gonna score it on each end at 2 3/4. So let's do that first. 2 3/4. I love our trimmer score. If you don't have it, it is definitely a must-have to make sure that you can cut things nice and evenly and score things. So I don't know if you know this, but the rule of thumb is at a score line, when you fold it, you want to fold in to the mountain, okay? So this is the valley, this is the mountain. So I'm gonna grab my bone folder and we're just gonna fold her over and do that. And then we have our card that folds nicely together. All right, so we're gonna set that aside for just a second, and we're gonna grab the inside piece and we're gonna do some stamping. This, you guys, is so cute. Let me show you. Look at that. So you have, hey, 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 it's your birthday. I think it's so stinking cute. So let's grab our inks that we need. So we are going to use Daffodil, or I'm sorry, this is actually Darling Duckling. So we're going to use Darling Duckling, and we're going to use Garden Green. All right, and we're going to pull what we need. So first, I am going to do the corn stalks, and those are in Garden Green. We have lots of corn here in southeast Wisconsin. Move my lights just a little there. Keep that. So I'm just gonna do it off to the side. Oh gosh, perfect. And then I am going to grab the corn, which is gonna set right there. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this because I will definitely put my hands in it. Let's see, I'm almost sure. No, you know what? I do believe this is the Daffodil Delight. We'll see, won't we? Either or would work, Daffodil Delight or Darling Duckling. Now these little corn cobs fit nicely right in to perfect into your little corn stalks. So you can line those right up. And then let's grab our saying right away, and we will do that. It it's your birthday. And this is part of that Tractor and Company set. It's so cute. So cute. Oh, that's perfect. Just perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and put that inside, because if I don't, I'm going to lose it. I do tend to lose things on my desk, even though I am working very hard to get things cleaned up and recorded. If I can just keep up with everything. All right, so we're going to lay that right in the center to make a cute little birthday card. And then that will close like that. All right, so then I'm grabbing my pieces of Balmy Blue, and I'm going to take the hay, and I'm going to stamp these before I emboss them with the plastered painting. And I'm just going to kind of randomly, this is the sky, so we're just going to randomly do hay. We'll do it over there too. I think that's good. All right. So you want to do this before you emboss, because otherwise it's just all crazy wonky when you try to emboss it. So I've already gone ahead and I have embossed my hay. And because I wanted this to look like clouds, I'm going to grab a scrap piece here and show you what I did. So I want to give it a little bit of white. So I grabbed my old craft white pad. Now we do sell these. Mine is just old because I've been doing this. This is my 24th year, so I have lots of old stuff. So I'm just going to take my sponge dauber and I'm just going to touch up the clouds because we want it to look like clouds. And we're just going to do it at the top of it. You don't need to do it all over. Just do that. And we're going to let this dry because craft ink is not a dye ink. It's a pigment ink. So the pigment sits on top of the paper, where the dye, like this just goes right into the paper, and it's a nice, it soaks in, you can touch it. This stuff is not. It sits on top of the paper. So it's not a good idea to touch it right away. You want to go ahead and let it dry. So we're just going to do that. And it looks like I covered up some of my haze, but that's okay. Hey, they'll get it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set those aside so they can dry while we put together our little tractor set. Now this can be a little crazy, and that's okay. So I pre-cut everything, otherwise you would have sat with me for quite a long time watching me put this all together. So let's go put that away. Okay, so I did do a little hay bale already. So I think I'm going to grab my hay again while I've got my ink here. And I'm just going to do hay so we know it's hay. All right. When I was a kid, we used to say, when my brothers would yell for me, we'd say, hey, and we would respond, straw is cheaper, grass is free. If you're a horse, you'll get all three. Did you guys do that? That's what we said anyways. I don't know why, we just did. All right, so putting these together can be a little tricky. So I'm going to give you some guidance here. So the first thing I want to do is put all my little wheel things on here, on the wheels. So you get different sizes. So you're going to take the bigger one, obviously, and put that on the bigger wheel. I'm just going to put it right in the middle because this is a John Deere, right? And if you know anything about tractors, you know John Deere is green and yellow. And I even looked it up online to make sure that my rims should be yellow. And I'm sure there's some farmers out there that would contest that, and that's okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead, put that on there, let that dry for a sec. Oops. Okay, and then one more. Now I did find that putting the fenders on the tire actually worked a lot better. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to take the big fender here, and I'm not going to pop it up. I think with all the layering, it doesn't really need to be popped up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little glue like that, and then I'm going to lay my fender right on top. Oop, I gave a little bit too much glue. So we're going to push that one away so it can do what it needs to do while I'm working on the other stuff. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing, but not as much glue. So we'll just do a little bit of glue. And then we're going to take this. Come on, little fender. And I hope you guys can see that. And we're going to put it here. Again, I did a little too much glue. That's all right. We'll put that aside. Let's grab that runaway glue. I probably should put it a little higher maybe, and not. And then we're gonna do this. Yep. Just gonna hold it for a second. Let it do what it needs to do. Put it aside, and we'll do the last one. All right, I'm gonna do that. Cute. All right, so we have a few things that are really itty bitty tiny that we need to put on. Now this is part of the tractor, so I'm gonna try to just do a little bit of glue. And again, if I was smart, I would use that sticker paper, but I don't know. This is so thin. I'm not sure that would be a great idea. So this is gonna actually sit right on top here, like that. Okay, so there's the steering wheel, there's the exhaust. Probably need to move it down just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's see. Let's get our hay put in. So I'm just going to do a little around the bottom there. Oops. And then we're just going to attach it like that. So it's sitting in the trailer. We're just putting this all together until we put it on top of the card, right? And then this is the seat. And yes, some of these actually have a yellow seat. Oops, I probably should have not put it right there. So I'm gonna flip it over here. Is that fun or what? Okay, so while everything is drying, let's go ahead and see if our little things are dry. They're still a little wet, so we could hit them with some heat if we wanted to, but I'm just gonna move along here. All right. So the key to this one is I am putting it as close to this edge as possible because I want it to look like a full scene, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go ahead, gonna press that down. So make sure that you get plenty of glue on this because it does tend to want to stick up because of the embossing. So then we're going to do that same thing. I want to make sure it's lined up on the bottom and along the edge there. And I think we're good. I think. I'm going to press down on this, and then I'm actually going to get my baby wipes and clean my hands because you can see it's not quite dry. So I'll clean my hands real quick. All right, so let's go back to, let's close this so you can see that. So there you have, you know, your little tractor. So I'm actually going to place it together, or, you know, piece it together now sitting here, because it's just easier to layer everything down on this piece. So I'm gonna fold this because I think I got a little glue on it. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of dry glue it at this point and go, okay, I want, and here's the key on this one, I want this fender to kind of act as a closure. So I'm gonna just have it go over just a tad, but I wanna make sure before I glue anything down, I wanna bring this up probably just a tad. And I am going to, I'm gonna move it over just a little bit too. I always recommend this because you just don't know where that tractor is gonna sit. So I'm gonna put some dimensionals on my tires. Don't be afraid to use them, right? And I'm gonna do that on all of my tires. I think I can only fit 2 on there. There we go. And, oops, and that one. Okay, so let's go ahead. It looks like our tractor sitting here is probably good. So I'm just gonna kind of keep my finger there so I know what's going on. You'll see what I mean in a second here. All right. Flip that back over. And like I said, I just want that going over a tad to help keep with the enclosure. All right, so I'm gonna press that down and that should be good. And hopefully I didn't put any glue on that edge. So don't put any glue over there because it's gonna, otherwise you're gonna stick her down, all right? And then let's do the same thing for our tractor. And then we just want to kind of look, where are our wheels going to hit? So I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. All right, I think that's good. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hold my finger right there so I kind of know where it's gonna hit. Right. This is so cute, you guys. It's very putsy, I will say, but I really like how it just comes together. It's so good. All right, so I'm just gonna hold that for a second. And while I'm holding it, let's go ahead and take off some of our dimensionals so we can finish putting this together. And oops, I just got glue all over there. My white will dry overnight. Like I said, you could hit it with a heat gun if you needed to, but I'm not too worried about it. All right, so I want to make sure that's closed when I do it so I don't totally mess up. Okay, so that's always going to be, I got a little bit too much glue on there, so don't do what I did. Do as I say and not as I do, right? All right, and then we're going to do that one. Oh my gosh, it's so cute, you guys. Like I said, it's a little tedious with all the cuts, but it sure makes a cute little card. And this is called Tractor and Company. I think I already said that. And, oh my gosh, so cute. And there you have it. So again, I'm keeping that on that outside so it helps to hold the card down a little bit. And then when you open it, it's your birthday. How fun is that? This tractor is so cute. If you are a farmer or if you have little boys that love tractors, this is definitely the set to get them. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Okay, so the second card, we're gonna work with the Painterly Pears. So this was an online exclusive that came out a couple months ago. And I just love the paper and the die and the stamp set. So let me show you. This is the card we're going to make. Let me show you some of the benefits here. So this is the stamp set, and it's a 2-step stamp set. So you are, coloring in as you go along. And then it has, of course, the coordinating dies. Now, the paper, which you can see here, the dies cut out some of these smaller images and some of this. So I'll show you, like, these were 2 of the images that are in the paper that this cut out. So I didn't do any of the coloring, and it cut out these little leaves and stems as well. So that's there. So I do like that about when they do designer series paper, that you can use your dies to cut stuff out too. So those are that. Now this one I actually stamped, but then I was able to cut that out, those 2 things out as well. And then here's just another one that I cut out the DSP. So it's really, I love this. I love it. I love it. I just love it. Okay, so let's go to the 2 cards that we made for club for this. So this is just a very pretty basic card. So I'm using a thick white cardstock, and then I'm going to have just a basic white panel on top. So we're going to go ahead and put that basic panel together. So I've gone ahead and I've cut everything out that we need. We'll do some stamping in a second. I got some extra fun. So this I just cut out. Again, this was one of the things that you can cut out from the dies. So we're just gonna lay it on the background. Now I got this idea from the concept artist at Stampin' Up. When we were on the incentive trip, they had this as a display, and I just fell in love with it then. So the minute it was available, you bet I was purchasing it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, do that. Just give it a little chop. Do the same here. I'm not gonna go crazy with the glue, just in key points, right? So I'm just putting it a little bit around there, all right. And then I'm gonna set that off to the side right there. Okay, so let me show you. Oh, and these little flowers, we'll put those on too before I lose where I've had everything, right? Because I will. Okay, so we're just gonna put that right there and you'll see. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our stamping now. Let's set that aside. I've already gone ahead and stamped a couple of these little pears, but I want to show you what you do to pick up this little accent piece there. So I'm using our Darling Duckling, which is a new stamp set, or I'll do a new stamp set, a new ink. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp on that. And I'm gonna take a sponge dauber, and I just had them here a second ago. Sponge dauber and the petal pink. And all I'm gonna do to get that is I'm gonna take my petal pink ink, and I'm just hitting a little bit right there, a little bit right there to give it a little bit of pinkish color. And then I'm gonna stamp right in there, and hopefully we can see that. So you can see a little bit of the pink right there. I didn't get it as good as I would have liked to, but you get the idea, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take our little hello that comes with. And since we have this open, we're gonna go ahead and we are going to stamp hello. Oh my gosh, so cute. This little label, hello. And then we are going to color our little green there. So all I'm doing there is I'm taking my Old Olive and a sponge dauber, and you could do this differently too, but I'm just gonna hit where the green is. Now there is a stamp set, but I decided not to use it. I'm just hitting the green. And while I'm doing that, you know what? I think I'm just gonna hit a little bit of the pink so you can see a little bit of the pink there. All right, perfect. So now let's go ahead and finish our card, shall we? Yes, we shall. So I'm just going to glue this onto my base. And we're gonna put that there. Pretty, 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 pretty. I just love it so much. And then I'm gonna grab mini dimensionals because this tag is so tiny that I'm not sure. I think the big dimensionals would show. Oops, I didn't mean to bring off two there. All right. So then we're gonna do that and that. And we're just gonna put that right over. Oops, I still have some paper on there. I thought I had pulled it all off, but stuck to my finger. All right, got that, perfect. And then for this, we're gonna go ahead and use our bigger dimensionals. Beautiful. Those all pulled off. So we've done some stamping, we've done layering. I'm gonna put this just right up here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do our embellishments. So these, I love these because they're low profile. You know, I've been saying that all along, that the low profile are the best, because then when you go to mail something, you don't feel like you have a huge thing sticking out. So we're gonna grab some of these smaller ones. And if I can, it's gonna be a little crabby with me. So we're gonna do one there. And these come in, this is the Old Olive, Pretty Peacock, and Daffodil Delight, I believe. Put one there. Gosh, I've got a little bit of glue on stuff here. That's all right. And there we go. And there is the second card using the Perfectly Pear. Isn't that, I love it. It's so simple and it's just so pretty, beautiful. So let's move on to card number 3. Okay, and the last card is this card. I am going to change it up just a little bit because I wasn't crazy about this bow. And I did get this idea. I was at a demonstrator event, and I did get this from another gal. I changed it up just a little bit, but inspiration from everywhere, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Now I am just going to focus on the paper. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this on the inside, my white panel, so I can write on it when I need it. One there. All right. And then I've gone ahead and I've already did this is the Darling Duckling, and it's the Forever Plaid embossing folder. So I already went ahead and did that, but I'm gonna use the de-emboss side. I did this on my last video too, where you can kind of see this is the bumpy side. I want it to be more flat because I'm gonna lay stuff on top of it. So let's go ahead, we're gonna put this down. All right, and I do all my classes remotely. Well, for the most part, 99% of them I will do remotely. So my clubs are one of them. So if you're ever interested, like this month is September, we are going to focus on the Spooky Sweet Suite. So if you place a $30 order with me, I will send you the supplies for that. I won't do any stamping, but I'll do all the embossing, all the cutting, that kind of stuff. You just need to purchase $30 by September 18th, I think. No, 19th. By September 19th. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on to the next thing. So I took some of this paper, which I'm loving. And again, this is the Darling Duckling. And I love, you can see, here's the paper. So this is this here. You can see the coordinating colors. So again, that is Darling Duckling. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put it all together. And then like I said, I'm gonna do my ribbon a little different because I wasn't crazy about that big bow that I had. So we'll go ahead and lay this down as well. Oh, so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. And this is Secret C. So before I lay this down, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ribbon and I'm gonna wrap it around here and then just tie it off. I am not a huge bow person. I am a knot person, if that makes sense. So I am going to just, I think that's long enough. I always cut things way too long. I know a lot of people are, oh, it's so wasteful. Well, it probably is, but I need the little extra for my little fat fingers to get around. So I'm just tying it around and then I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little knot right there and then we'll trim her up. Yeah, that was really long. That's all right. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna scoot that over and I'm probably gonna cut a little bit more off because I want my congratulations to not be overshadowed. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, so I cut this from Stylish Shapes and there is a congratulations that is part of this set. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use the congratulations on here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just really think the colors are amazing. Look at the script on that. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I know, right? All right, so let's close that up before I put my hands in it, which I will because I'm good at that. All right, so let's figure out how we want to do this. So make sure it opens the right way. And I'm gonna layer this right in the middle. And I think maybe, yeah, we'll just do it that way. How's that look? Let's make sure it's straight. All right, and I like to put the glue like right along here and a little on the ribbon just so it doesn't shift. And then we're gonna go ahead and lay that down right in the middle. Hopefully I'm right in the middle. I think I am, yay. Right in the middle there. Come on now. Don't do me wrong. All right, and then I'm gonna grab my dimensionals again, and we're gonna go ahead and pop up this piece with dimensionals. If you don't have the Stylish Shapes, you need to get them. They're a great thing to have in your arsenal of crafting things. Lots of different shapes and widths to help you with this kind of stuff. I'm gonna just give that a little bit more push down, make sure it stays down. All right, and then we're gonna take these off of here. Oh, you guys, I just love these. This pair, I can't talk enough about it. All right, so we're just gonna do this across like that. Very pretty. And then of course we have to embellish again, right? So I am going to grab, I'm almost sure this was Pretty Peacock was part of this. I could be totally wrong. Maybe that's Secret C. Oh, I bet that's right. That's probably Secret C. I kind of lost my mind there, so I'm going to grab one of these, because even though we have our ribbon, I still need that little bit of something, something, you know? You know what I mean, right? And then we'll put one over here. Oops. We'll do a little smaller one. And we'll put that right there. So there you go. Is that gorgeous, you guys? I mean, I just can't get enough of this suite. It's so beautiful. So that's one of our cards. That was the other card. And of course, we had to have the fun tractor card on top of it because it is harvest season here in Southeast Wisconsin. All right, you guys, thanks for stopping by. Again, this is my club projects. You are welcome to join me on my next club, which is in September. And as long as you get in a $30 order before September 19th, you are good to go. And I will send you all we're going to use the Spooky Suite. So you just need to stamp. I will cut and prepare everything else for you. You just have to provide the stamp. All right, you guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy stamping.